Dun, 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 dun. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Joel, aka the Big D, of Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I guess you could tell from that little tune I was doing, you could tell that was Under the Sea. As today, my review is The Little Mermaid. It was 30 years ago today when Disney gave us this animated feature, and the first of a franchise, and be the first of the Disney Renaissance series of movies that were followed by many others, including The Rescuers Down Under, which came after this, then Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, etc., etc., etc. This, of course, was the studio's 28th animated feature film. It's loosely based on the Danish fairy tale of the same name by Hans Christian Andersen. Now, you've been warned if you have not seen this. I'll give you 5 seconds to stop this before I start this review, because I'm going to talk about the movie and all. Okay, here we go. Now then, for those who do know about this movie, this was a real big star and the first ever for Disney princess flick to come out. I don't know how long, because long ago there were already like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty. Yeah. But soon this would join the ranks. Anyway, Now, this, of course, focuses on a teenage mermaid named Ariel, who has an amazing singing voice. Daughter of King Triton of Atlantica. Yes. Now, of course, Ariel is 16, and, well, a big show is about to occur, but before that, we get to see one of our other protagonists of the film, one of the other main protagonists, and that would be Prince Eric. He's out on the seas with his crew, and let me see, yeah, and his valet Grimsby, and well, one of his crew members is telling him all about about King Triton, ruler of the Mer people. And soon, well, Triton is really excited that his daughters are about to put on a great performance for everyone in Atlantica, and being composed by the fun-filled crab Sebastian, who is real funny. Well, get started, but unfortunately, once the sisters start introducing Ariel, are about to introduce Ariel, she's nowhere to be seen, and that makes Triton gets pre-tore up. In other words, it gets pre-PO'd. So apparently, she's out and about looking for something really exciting. She's found a mysterious grotto that has human artifacts. Longware is her little fish companion, Flounder. And, well, they often go to the surface of the ocean, despite her father's disapproval, to see Scuttle, this seagull, who is a real comic relief at this. Anywho, well, apparently finds a fork and a smoke pipe, which of course Scuttle says the fork is a dingle hopper that he will use as like a comb or something like that, and a snarf blade that can make music and what have you. And apparently Ariel's shocked to learn that the concert was today. Meanwhile, she's being watched by a fiendish sea witch named Ursula. That's, of course, our main antagonist, and she really decides to get at Triton because she used to live in his palace, but So she sends her lackey companions of eels, Flotsam and Jetsam, to keep a close eye on her. Meanwhile, Triton's really upset. He and Sebastian try to get her to understand that uh, the contact between the mer people and humans is strictly forbidden. Well, apparently, so he gets Sebastian to look after her. Well, he does, but soon she and her friends go up to see what's going on. There's a big celebration going on Prince Eric's ship. It's his birthday. Well, apparently he's kind of not too thrilled or surprised by the statue of himself. Yeah, and his dog Max. Well, apparently they really do say that. Well, Grimsby said it would be perfect for a wedding present. Well, he says his kingdom would be perfect if he found the right girl. But he tells him just haven't found her yet. It's like, well, perhaps you haven't been looking hard enough. So apparently, he says it would just spam him like lightning. No sooner that words that come out of his mouth, lightning strikes and a hurricane occurs. And lightning starts a fire on the ship's sails. They manage to escape, but Max is still on board, and Eric frees him, but once he gets him off, his ship blows to Kingdom Come once the fire reaches gunpowder. But Ariel manages to get him, brings him to the shore, and, well, sings, and, well, she vanishes, but Eric just loved the sound of Ariel's voice. So she thinks he might have found someone, but he doesn't know who she is, so. But meanwhile, as Flotsam and Jetsam are watching, Ursula can't even believe she saw what she saw. Yeah. And she thinks Ariel would make a charming addition to her collection because she's turned other mer people into these weird, I don't know, they look like weird stretchy types of green creatures or something like that. It's hard to explain that. Anyway. But anyway. Well, apparently Ariel wants to try and see him, but Sebastian stops her and breaks into, you guessed it, that ever popular song Under the Sea. Now that's one of the things that this movie was well known for, its songs, most notably Under the Sea. There was lots of other songs, including Part of Your World, which that was a classic, Kiss the Girl, of course. Enough said. And so apparently, like after that, Olifish and the rest of the sea creatures are doing moves to Sebastian's song, but once they finish and point to Ariel, and Sebastian's like, somebody's got to nail that girl's fins to the floor. Oh boy, that was one of the most funniest lines. When he's contacted by one of the advisors to the Sea King, he goes to see her, and apparently he thinks Ariel's seeing a natural merman, but when Sebastian blurts out about humans, he gets upset and takes him. Meanwhile, at Ariel's own grotto, she sees that flounder. Excuse me, my mistake. I got the little. I hate when that happens. Flounder actually shows up a big surprise. The statue of Prince Eric. She can't even believe it. But her happiness is soon to become a total disaster when an ultra tore up King Triton appears and turns up the power on his Trident and destroys them and blows that statue up. The kingdom come. Whew. Ariel's in major sadness, great sadness. But Flotsam and Jetsam comes along and says Ursula could be of great help to her. So apparently she goes and she concocts a magic spell to turn into a human for just 3 days, and has to kiss Prince Eric. Yes, if she could do it before the sun sets on the third day, she would remain human, or else she'll turn back into a mermaid and belong to Ursula. Well, but you know, to do that, she had to give her one thing: her voice. Yep. So apparently, Ariel's in complete shock now. So with the help, she creates it, and soon we start. Then Ursula instructs us, saying we hear the most beautiful voice we hear from Joey Benson, who of course that's the voice of Ariel. Great actress. And of course, years later she did Barbie and in Toy Story 2, and I do believe she did her again in Toy Story 3, I'm sure of it. And soon Ursula manages to catch her voice, and soon the spell works, and soon Sebastian and Flounder take her to land, and soon, well, Eric's just really wanted to find her. Max somehow sees her and rushes over. With a little help from Skull, managed to make her kind of from old rags, make her a bit of clothing, so that way once he, well, you know, I don't want to say, well, I better not say it because I'm talking about a family-friendly movie here, thank you. So, apparently Sebastian comes along, and so, well, couldn't say anything to Eric, but Eric knew that it was her. One he was looking for, so takes him. He takes Ariel to his palace and enjoys everything. But Sebastian's in for a rude awakening when he's still on the little rags, gets cleaned up, and ends up in the kitchen where he's shocked to see what's going on and sees stuffed crab, which is what's being cooked for dinner by Chef Louis, who really tries to give. Oh boy, this is where real fun gives way, does a real mess here. Oh boy. So, Eric talks about what he plans to do, and and asks Ariel if she'd like to go on a tour to his kingdom with him the next day, and so she accepted it, but meanwhile, Triton's worried big time. So, anyway, Ariel's enjoying the sights and stuff like that, and, well, yes, Sebastian tells Flounder, and then Flounder tells Skull no kissing yet. So, soon they go on, later on that night, they go on for a boat ride, and, well, after so many attempts to try to kiss each other, but after the end of the kiss, the girl suddenly try and the boat flips over. Oh, Ursula's really upset. So Ursula manages to try to even the score. So she uses a more powerful spell to turn her human to a girl named Vanessa, and uses her voice to hit Ariel's actual voice to hypnotize Eric, and plans to get married ASAP aboard the whaling ship, departing at sunset on the third day, which Ariel's not too thrilled with. Oh, she's in so much devastation. But Skull's flying around and sees that Vanessa's really Ursula in disguise. So they try to get some help while Sebastian goes to try to get the King Triton, and Skull could get some of his friends to spoil the wedding. That's what they do. Go for it. Ariel manages to catch up, and soon once Ursa's little trinket falls off and breaks, Ariel gets her voice back. Eric's broken free of the spell. Couldn't believe what was going on. Ursula was changing back, but and they were about to kiss each other, but it was too late. The sunset already occurred, and Ariel was back to her mermaid self. Ursula takes her and goes back, but Triton stops them. But apparently, Ursula had another plan and make Triton one of those weird creatures she's created instead of turning Ariel into one. But Eric wants to try and get Ariel back, and soon Triton's been turned to one of those weird creatures. Ursula takes his crown and the trident. So Eric stops her, but floats him and jets him, drag him into the water. But Flounder and Sebastian come to the rescue. Ursula is about to blast him with the trident, but Ariel quickly grabs her, blasts her lackeys to pieces. Boys, and really gets extremely PO, and boys, smoke starts growing to a gigantic size. Ooh, this is terrible. Yes, and causes real tidal waves and all sorts of things, whirlpool, everything. Manages to get Ariel trapped. Eric finds the remains of his old ship. He manages to take it just as Ursula's about to destroy Ariel. Eric charges with a toward part of the ship. I mean, the mast, I believe it was. I'm going to check. Give me a second. Let me see now. Okay. Yes. Okay. The bowsprit. That's what it is. Okay, it's not a mast. The bowsprit. My mistake, everyone. It's been some time since I seen. I was going to rewatch this, but hey, I've watched this numerous times since I had this on video as a kid. Enough said. And soon it kills Ursula and she's gone. Triton and the others in Ursula's garden return to their original forms. Well, apparently Ariel's watching, sees Eric, and well, Triton really understands. She really does love him. Well, and he realized there was only one thing: how much he was gonna miss her. So, with the power of his trident, uses its magic and gives Ariel legs again. And soon, in real amazing outfit, she comes to Eric, sweeps her off her feet, and soon they kiss, and they are married. Enough said. With a little more fun and humor and a farewell to today. Well, Ariel and Eric are married, and that's how the story goes. But don't worry, I gave you the whole thing, but I am sure that since this has been out for 3 decades, you have probably seen Little Mermaid, okay? Please do not hate me. Anywho, Little Mermaid did pretty darn well. It did pretty well for Disney after the success of their collab with Amblin, and their Touchstone subsidiary, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the previous year. Well, The Little Mermaid was giving credit to breathing life back into the art of Disney animated feature films since some of their flicks going back into the early 70s were disappointments, but some were still good though. It also won 2 Academy Awards for Best Original Score and Best Original Song, which was Under the Sea. Now, of course, in 1992, 3 years later, CBS premiered an animated spin-off, which was actually a prequel to the movie, and it ran for 3 seasons. Then, of course, Sebastian also, that same year also appeared in segments of Disney's Raw Toonage as well as the following year's Marsupilami. In 2000, Ariel returned in a direct-to-video sequel called Little Mermaid 2: Return to the Sea, where it focuses on the daughter of Ariel and Eric, Melody, who longs to be a part of the ocean world. Then about 8 years later came a prequel called The Little Mermaid: Ariel's Beginning, which sets which is set before the events of the original, in which King Triton has banned music from Atlantica. They also lots of the characters appeared in the House of Mouse series and lots of others. But anyway, now you know. And of course, was more recently Little Mermaid Live, but I am watching. I read some people were not impressed with because, well, they had people playing the characters while the original animated movie played. Yeah. And of course, there's a real live action theatrical feature in the works. Yeah, with Halle Bailey from Freeform's hit series Grownish, a continuation of ABC's Blackish, is going to play Ariel. I don't feel too thrilled about it. I mean, even though Joey Benson has shown support, which that's understandable. Oh yeah, aside from Benson, there was a great voice acting cast. We had Christopher Daniel Barnes as Prince Eric, Pat Carroll as Ursula, Samuel E. Wright, who actually appeared in the short-lived Dukes of Hazzard spin-off Enos, as Sebastian, Jason Marin as Flounder, Kenneth Mars, who was best known for being in movies and also a voiceover in cartoons as King Triton, and Buddy Hackett as Scuttle. Now, of course, Hackett was a big fight guy. Of course, he was seen in The Love Bug, which I'll be reviewing that next Sunday, as a matter of fact. Anyway, and lots of others. Let's see, Patty Edwards doing Flotsam and Jetsam. Ben Wright as Grimsby. Wright actually did the voice of Akela the Wolf in Disney's original animated feature of The Jungle Book. And also Eric's maid was Carlotta, who was voiced by E. McClure, who was best known for being in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, as well as playing Bonnie Brindle in the first couple seasons of TV's Small Wonder, and of course she was currently playing Miss Patty Poole on TV's The Hogan Family at the time. And that's about it. Would I recommend The Little Mermaid? You better believe it. Most definitely. Your kids will love it. But if I've spoiled this for your kids, I humbly apologize. But I'm sure you've told your kids about this, or maybe you've gotten recent Blu-ray or DVDs of this, so enough said. Anyway, let me know what you thought about the Disney animated classic Little Mermaid in the comments section. Like and subscribe to my channel and be a part of the Big D Nation. And thank you very much for watching. I'll have more reviews coming up of others. Don't forget to catch my Week of Disney starting next Sunday when I start with The Love Bug. But there's going to be plenty more to come. Now join me on Tuesday. I will be talking about another character who lives under the sea. And it's, you got it, Nickelodeon's own SpongeBob SquarePants. I'll be reviewing the SpongeBob SquarePants movie on Tuesday to commemorate the film's 15th anniversary. So be ready for that. But that's what I'm going to do for my family reviews, because I am going to continue Nightmare on Elm Street. So, enough said again. So, until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya. Oh yeah, and please subscribe to me. I'm just 3 more subs away from 150. Okay, I'm really going to go this time. See ya again.